Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play. Yes, green. Let me see green. Green. Yes. Green. Put up a green if you're Labour right. Put up a green. If you're brawling with the Labour right, put up a green. If you are brawling Labour right in a business when nobody wants to, put up a green. You know I'm beard. Oh no, Molly. Labour right people not being in them, man. Oh, Francie have Labour right. Francie have Labour right people. Francie Labour right people who are beard. Who don't want beard Labour right people. Hey, a long time we don't beard you know. Hearing about me. Who do want beard?
And when I took my oath, I swore to uphold and protect the Constitution of Jamaica.
That's right, and you will not stop.
And until I am removed from this chamber, I will be faithful and true to that commitment. And if it is that the Constitution outlines a process in terms of how boundary matters are to be dealt with, we are duty bound as senators to make sure that we follow the dictates of the Constitution. And if it is that laws are being passed here that when they pass are going to transgress the constitutionality of institutions like the ECJ, we must make sure that we stand up and oppose those legislation. And I want to make it clear that we here, every single member will be fundamentally opposed to this piece of legislation because it transgresses on the Constitution of Jamaica and the rights of the people of Portmore. I came.
It was more hectic, more than last night. Have to come here last night in the night, and I have to even bust a change right here, which the policeman chatting me and said to me if me cutting road, one walk happen. I am here this morning and I am asking help from Andrew Holness, the government. So I'm living here on a piece of land that Rada is in charge of. And I am really asking assistance because I have 4 children living here and I have a cub right now full of about 60 chicken in it, as you can see. I am a mother of 4 and I'm asking assistance. This is the only area that the water don't build up, but when you go at the back, it is water. Please, I am asking you, please. I'm calling the police from Wednesday. No assistance. No assistance. They come and I said, and I called them even last night. They make sure telling me that they are going to call and all no. And this is the condition of the yard. And all I ask the man is to do is to cut a change. So I would like you this morning to tag Andrew Holness in it this morning, and let Andrew Holness know the condition in St. Elizabeth, Biskinny. This is how a yard looks. This is my house. If you see, the water almost reach at the first step. It was even more higher than last night. I have to come out this morning in Booga. Tomorrow is school. My children will not be able to go to school. So I'm asking you, please, if you could just tag Andrew Holness or the Land Department house in Kingston and Hagley Park Road to come and assist me. The water have nowhere to go. If you see, I'm trying to bust the road right here, and I cannot do it. Me and my son cannot do it because it is hard. So I'm pleading to the public, please, I need help, please. Morning. This is Anna K from Biskinny, St. Elizabeth. I did a video last night, and it's because of the night I'm doing one this morning. And this is what causing all the problems. It's a road on it, and it's a policeman. He's stationed at the Balaclava police station, but I don't really know what his name, but he's living in Newton. And he built a road, and I just asked him for me to get access to cut a trench at the side of the road here. This is my backyard, and this is the condition of my backyard. Yesterday my children are washing in the machine, and it have to be left there when the rain come down, because through I wasn't here, they could able to take it up. This is the condition.
Constitutional reform is not owned by any party. Constitutional reform is owned by the people, for the people, and because of the people.
Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, NIA, Danielle Archer, was as clear as she was firm about the process to reform Jamaica's constitution. All Jamaicans should be a part of that decision. But to do that equitably, she insists persons must first understand the Constitution, and politicians should give them that opportunity.
If we have an entire generation of students who don't understand civics, who have now become adults, how can you expect them to participate in governance if you don't give them this information? If you don't tell people about civics and you don't educate them, how you going to ask them to vote for something? How you going to have town hall and run a jingle and people don't understand what we're talking about when we say president-elect or appointed president.
She noted that constitutional reform extends way beyond whether Jamaica should become a republic and no longer report to the British monarchy. Ms. Archer wants the public to also be consulted in public governance issues like developing the national budget.
Do you see a booklet coming out in simple language that allows you to understand where the monies are being spent? And in this process, would you want them to consult you about whether or not they want to spend X amount on Spark program or more on a hospital?
And not for the first time, she has reiterated the call for codes of conduct and sanctions to make politicians more accountable to the public.
We want to see a recall in our constitution. What a recall does is that if a member of parliament does not perform, we can ask him to leave the office. It's all about performance. If teachers don't perform, we complain.
And on the issue of sanctions,
Isaac Buchanan is an extraordinary example. When he said what he said, how he said what he said, where he said what he said, he was sanctioned. But if a politician was to do it, it's a slip of the tongue. It was on the campaign trail, or better yet, it's in Parliament, where I'm immune.
Attorney at Law Isaac Buchanan was suspended for 2 years by a disciplinary panel of the General Legal Counsel GLC and fined $500,000. This after his guilty plea in November 2023 to breaching the ethics rules of his profession over disparaging remarks he made against the Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
So and I'm just touching quickly on those things. I mean, there's a lot. I could speak on every area if I needed to, agriculture and many other things. But essentially, we have a very difficult task ahead of us. Yeah. But if Jamaica doesn't get a change of government now, I don't know what kind of state we're going to be. You know, because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government. And they're supported by the elite. And the media is bought out by them too. So it's not an easy road to trod the road that we are treading, comrades. It is not going to be easy to get them out. Because, you know, the news, the things that we put out don't get covered. You know, even today, there's a poll being run right now. It's independent. I think it was paid for by some business people, a Don Anderson poll. The key metric in any poll is voter intention. Who do you intend to vote for? That's the key metric. Today they published it on a Saturday, which is the lowest sales of any newspaper today, when it shows that the PMP is 5% ahead. You know, we were at 9 at the end of September, so we have come off a bit. The Labour Party hasn't got any of that. They are where they were. It's undecided that have grown. In the meantime, they have had their conference, they have had the Spark program, they've had the Reserve Income Tax Credit, which is essentially a $20,000 grant to over 300,000 people. They've just been spending money to try and get themselves back to where they were. And we have been a bit cautious in putting out our ideas because we have found on multiple occasions that they tend to be appropriated by the Labour Party. And then they're so powerful in the media and their communications is so strong, it's very difficult for us to set the narrative to show that we were really the originators of that idea. And so we are trying to time our release so that we don't suffer from that. But in the meantime, we have held our own in the polls, and I think when we start to now reveal what we intend to do for the people, we will see the growth. I'm glad that you mentioned contract work. No, it was Sophia. The contract work issue is a big issue in Jamaica, you know, where a lot of our employees are working for years on short-term contracts with no job security, and the benefits that Michael Manley fought for and introduced are being deprived from them. And of course, wages in the tourism sector was also mentioned, and we had a series of strikes in the last quarter of last year by hotel workers who are not unionized because of those very issues. And you know, we have been advocating for a joint industrial council for the tourism industry where the workers and the employers and the government sit in a joint meeting and hammer out a basic set of minimum standards of terms of employment like we have in the construction industry in Jamaica. And the security guards need it too, where there are masses of employees and no representation. And as a result, you get very oppressive conditions prevailing. So these are some of the things that we need to do in the spirit of the liberators in this room. God bless you all. Thank you for having us. And the word is love.
There's a QR code that circulates where you can make a deposit. Yes, we have some QR codes here. Also, guys, just for you guys.
Today I want to talk to you about the importance of getting enumerated. Now, imagine looking around your constituency, your community, and identifying things that you want changed, but you don't have a say in making those changes. If you get registered to vote today or before March 31st, you'll become eligible to vote by May 31st. So I want to implore you to get on the voters list, get registered so that you can have a meaningful say in the changes that are effected in your constituency.
May I practice my ex? Because I want to make sure say my part don't spoil this election day. Long time them labor right there for gone, you know. Them to one caring man. Make sure say my mark the ex right there so. Because I don't want the ballot spoil. See that ex, yeah? For the teacher them wanna get them pay. You see that ex, yeah? And for the people them want dead pan hospital bench because they never have no bed. You see that ex, yeah? And for the police them want work overtime and can't get them overtime pay. Yeah man, see how that ex, yeah? And for the big salary what the politician them give themselves and I can't get little salary to the people them. That ex right now, yeah. For the nurse them. They nurse them. Or if you are working long hours and can't get no pay if you go foreign if you try to survive. You see, oh man, that ex, yeah? This is because that time they didn't take the bulldozer and mash up the house them out of Clifton. You see that ex, yeah? And the arrogance and the dictatorship where they try to run the country under. You see one there right there, so I feel all of the disrespect what they want to come give Jamaican. I make sure I say me mark my ex properly. Time come for a change. Time come for a better Jamaica.